Hello, fellow learners. This is Professor Banasic, and in this video, we're going to be looking at APA format. I know many of you get confused in writing your papers because you've seen formats in website material or in publications that is different from APA format. The first thing to know is that APA, which is designated by the American Psychology Association, Publication Manual, 6th edition, is in fact an evolving standard. There were prior editions that had standards that are different from the 6th edition. So publications that are not quite current with today's standards may look different. So that may be some of the source of confusion that exists. But today, we're just going to go through a few of the more general points about APA, and I hope you find this helpful when writing your papers. So I happen to have the website open here on the screen from the Course Information tab at Post University here, and in our Course Marketing 101. Just clicking on Course Information leads you to this tab with all kinds of great information about the course. Scrolling down, you see details about the library, and oh look, Research and APA Style Handbook. This is great. And if you click on this link, APA Style Guide, what will load is a PDF that looks like this. And you will see there are basic requirements for APA. We talk about the document. We want 1-inch margins all around, 12-point font size, Times New Roman, double spacing, etc., etc. There are a number of basics here. If you wanted to look at a document to see what that looks like, well, we happen to have a template here. And I will give you a couple of hints on how to set these up. First, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open a new document in Word. Now, my Word palettes, command palettes, might look different from yours because there are a number of different versions of Word, and Word is available for the Mac or the PC. So here we are. I happen to be on a Mac, but whatever format of Word you're using, the command palettes offer similar options. They're just in different places. So you need to find the command palettes, whether it's a ribbon bar across the top or whether it's in the tool palette that you can view on the side. You have to find those. And you'll see things like document margins. You'll see indentation, centering or left justified, double spacing. This is the centering tab, and the font styles, etc. So you've got to look for that. And the first thing I notice, just in the default template that I happen to have opened with this document in Word, that the left margins are set incorrectly. These should be set at 1 inch all around. So I'm changing those, and you would do that as well in a new document. As you get to writing paper after paper, you may use one of the habits that I use of opening a prior paper and then just reformatting the titles and saving it as. Don't just say save, save as, and then save it in a different folder with a different file name, etc. So I'm going to close this because we have another template file open here. And I'll just point out a couple of quick things that might cause confusion to some people. First off, all papers have a title page, every paper. And it includes the title, student name, and the university name. And you'll see that this is in title case, not all uppercase, not bold. If I highlight this and look, it is double spaced, it's 12 point, it's Times New Roman. and I have 1-inch margins all around. We also have a running header here. And you'll notice that it says actually running head, space, title. So on the first page, which is different from the rest of the pages, it says running head, and title. If you were to scroll to other pages, it would say simply title. Now the title is in uppercase, and it is actually the title of your paper. It is not the word title. So I would put in here the actual name of my paper. And you'll notice here, I've unwittingly typed it in title case. Well, that's a habit, so I can do a couple of things, but easiest thing to do here, since I've already typed it in, is I'll just highlight it, go to Format, change case, and select all uppercase, and there we go. So I fixed that. I now Control-C to copy, and come over here to the second page, which is different from the first, and Control-V, and there it is without the words running head, but it's got the title, and that'll appear on all the rest of the pages. If I scroll through the document, you will, actually I haven't committed it yet, but once I do that, you'll see it on other pages as well, etc. So if, oh, and by the way, if you're worried about the, how do you set the header as different, in the header dialog, it asks you if you want a different first page, and this would be checked yes. Okay, I've closed that. I have title, my name, and Post University. Some people like to put a date on here as well. That's fine. Abstract is not always required. Check with your instructor. Sometimes they are. Typically, most papers will have an introduction, but that would not have its own separate page. It would be under the first page of text, where the title is repeated, by the way, just as it is on the title page, in title case. And you would start here, start typing away, but you notice it's centered because this heading was centered. So I would go over here now, I would turn off the centering, I would need an indent, so I'd put 0.5 in here for 1/2 inch. That gives me an approximation of 5 spaces or a 1/2 inch. Left justified, double space, and here I can start typing. As soon as I start typing, you'll see that, oh, I forgot to turn off bold. So go over here. Now we're on regular text. Whoops, sorry about that. Turn this off here. Okay. So there we are. So I'll type my text, and if I go to a new paragraph, it also will be indent. Because I have my text set as indenting. If I come down to other things and I want to put in a heading, well, of course I would have to change that again and use bold for a centered heading. So bold over here, centered. Leave the double space alone because I want the next line to be double spaced. But oh, by the way, this has to change to 0, so it really is centered and not centered plus indented. So I've done that. I then go over here and I have to fix it back to text. I could use styles up here, but that's a little more technical, so I won't go into that in this video. I want to keep this as short as I can. Let's go off to the end. There is a conclusion typically on most papers. I'm going to go after references because that can sometimes be confusing. If we look at the guide that Post University has here for this PDF, you will see a couple of different types of styles. The basic styles for books and the basic styles for journals or periodicals. So, books, you can see here explained the in-text citation is author name and date. The reference on the reference page is the author, last name, comma, initials with a space in here, the year in parentheses, a period, title of work in parentheses, period, location, colon, publisher. And it looks like this: Management of Organizations, San Diego, California, colon, space, C Publishing. That's how the reference looks. So use these guides when you're setting up your paper. For a periodical or a journal, the authors, this is the in-text citation at the end of the sentence, typically, or in the beginning using according to, and there are other ways as well, but these are the basic two. So Alan with an ampersand, Weiss, not A&D. And for the reference that follows that in the reference page, the authors, date, the title, and this time it's in sentence case. So the first word is uppercase, the rest are not unless they are proper names. So that's why APA is in uppercase here, comma, Journal of Style, this is the publication itself, which is in italics. With the volume also in italics, the issue number here, not, comma, and the pages. After this, there would be retrieval information if you retrieved it online, such as retrieved from postuniversity.com or EBSCOhost database, and so forth. I'm sure you'll have many questions about these. You may say, why do we need APA? The answer is, we need something that is standard, something that is consistent, and this is our consistent way of communicating the data about our sources. So this is our shorthand in business, and in your work life you will find other types of shorthand that's peculiar to your industry or for particular occupations. Same thing here in university writing papers. If you have any questions on this, feel free to contact me. Be happy to answer questions. I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on discussion boards in our class.